So we're back with the advanced level, which is the creating the animation. When you open things up, you need to do it two different ways. Firstly, right click and open with Visual Studio Code, or actually I've got it up here, which you may have too. Open it up. If it's not already on one side of the screen, you might like to do that so you can see two different things at the same time. Just double click on it as well, and there it is in the web page. Just a bit of a revision. So we have the background color in the body. This is all in the style section. Body, then we have the sleigh, which controls the sleigh itself down here, and the Merry Christmas text, which is 800% center and color red, which is here. Okay, so what we need to do first is to change the Merry Christmas so it alternates flashing green and red. Now if I go to the section that I've already done, I'll just go here and open up this one, and also open it in a web page so we can see that it's flashing red and green. It's also got this text there that I might get rid of to make it a bit clearer. There it is there. Just delete that, click on save and hit refresh, and there we go. Okay, so the sleigh's still going across and the Merry Christmas is flashing red and green. So the Merry Christmas title is called Merry, which is there, and if we go to the part that is the main bit for us, which is the script, and there's the script there, and the script is where we take control of various things and change them. So we'll go to show what ours is doing at the moment and go into the script, and firstly we have to find a way of identifying the title, because the script and the body sort of don't talk unless you tell them how to do it. So we're going to call a variable and call it flashing text, and we're going to go equals and then document dot get element, and there is there get element by ID is what we want, open bracket, and then we need Merry. So just to be absolutely certain, we might even copy it and paste it in so we know it's exactly the same thing. Semicolon at the end, and now these words over here are in the variable called flashing text. Alright, we also need a variable to count, to change the thing, so we're going to create a var and call it counting, because we need to stay red for a certain amount and green for a certain amount, and we're going to start with it equal to 0. Okay, and then to do this we need a function, and we're going to type in function, and we're going to call it animate text, and open bracket, close bracket, and then open curly bracket, hit enter, and this is where we write our function. And we're going to go counting plus plus, and each time it goes through this it will add 1 to the variable counting, and we're going to go if counting is greater than 50, and open curly bracket, we go flashing text dot style dot color equals, and then we go open quote red. Okay, hopefully that all works out. There's some funny bits here. Oh, That's not supposed to be there. That needs to be after this. So reading this again, if counting is greater than 50, then we change flashing text, which is the Merry Christmas, style.color to red. Now, if it's not greater than 60, instead of going over here, I had if color it, so I called it color it over here, but we call it counting. If color it is greater than 50, then we change it to that. But I'm just going to use an else. So if counting is greater than 50, do that. Else, we're going to go flashing text, and I'm just going to copy this across. It's the easiest thing to do. And change it to green, which is another color that the thing knows. And then what we need to do is it's just going to keep counting up forever, and then so it'll always stay red unless we bring it back to 0 once it gets to a certain number. So from 50 to 100, from 0 to 50, it's going to be green. From 50 to 100, it's going to be red. And then we need to bring it back to 0. So if counting is greater than 100, and then we go outside of that bracket, what I forgot to do last time, curly bracket, and counting equals back to 0 again. Semicolon if we like. Usually after brackets, and if there's only one thing in a function, we don't have to do it. So that should be okay. So let's save it and come over here, hit refresh, and absolutely nothing happens. So we're going to right click, inspect, and go to console. Everything's fine, seems there. I'm wondering whether I've got the right thing. So if I go to script, no, that's all good. What have I done wrong? Let's have a look at the other one. So if color is greater than 50, color change.style.color, spelled it correct. Greater than, oh yes. So far, firstly, it hasn't gone into the animate text because it hasn't been told to, because what happens is the computer just reads it straight down. It reads the function, puts it into memory, but it doesn't do anything about it because it hasn't been told to do anything. So what we have to do, we have to call the function. So we go animate text, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon, and now it's going to call that function, but currently it's only going to do it once. It'll go through once and stop. So we have to do a loop, and the best way to do a loop in this animation kind of thing, just close that, is to do a get animation frame. If we just sent it back to here straight away, it would go round and round and round about, I don't know, maybe 150 times a second. And so you'll see it jump across the screen rather than going smoothly. So we're going to only go round once each time the screen refreshes. And to do that, we need request animation frame and then send it back to the start after the frame has passed through. So we got back to ours and we go request, and there it is right at the top. Click on that and then open brackets. I think that's the wrong kind of brackets. I'll just delete that. Open normal brackets because it's a function, and type in animate text. And got to spell it right. No. Oh, and E. I'll just go up there where I can see it, because once you type it in, it knows the word, so it'll find it for you. And I don't think we need brackets, but we'll see. No, we don't. So semicolon there to tell it's the end of the thing, and save it, and let's have a look over here. We hit refresh and nothing again. What have I done wrong now? Animate text, request animation frame, red, flashing.style, otherwise flashing.text, flashing text, Okay, I'm just going to pause and find out what's wrong. So I just found out what's wrong, and as usual, I made a spelling mistake. So if we go to animate text, which is no, I'll just try over here again. I'm going to right click, go to inspect, go to console, uncaught reference error, animate text is not defined. So line 44. So if I go up to here, that's not right. Okay, I'm going to pause again, and I found out I was in the wrong side. So I go over here, and then line 44, animate text. I spelt it A-M-I-N instead of A-N-I-M. So I'll just correct that. N-I-M, animate text, make sure that's the same. Click on save, then come over here, hit refresh, and still nothing. I'll be back in a sec. So it was that problem, and I can tell you that I actually one time spent 3 days looking for a problem with my code before Google does checking for us, only to find out that I had put a capital T in instead of a small t in one of my things. So click on save, hit refresh, and there we have the flashing Merry Christmas text. Phew! Alright, now we have to make the sleigh skittle across the bottom of the screen. So firstly, we need to get hold of the sleigh, which conveniently is called sleigh. So you go var sleigh move, I think, for the moving, S-L-E-I-G-H, capital M, equals, document, get element, etc. I'm just going to straight copy this one. Now the big thing about copying, you have to make sure you change the bit that's important, and we're going to get hold of sleigh. Okay, so sleigh move is the variable which now is controlling the sleigh over here. Okay, so we come down here, we'll just bring it up a bit, and we're going to do a very similar thing to animate text, but instead of using the color, which is there, we're going to change the left position of the thing. Currently, left position of the sleigh is 40%. Well, we're going to make it go up and up and up. And the way we're going to do it is very similar to animate text. In fact, we could probably do it in the same function, but we're not going to. We're going to call a function called sleigh move. We can't do that because it's already somewhere else. So sleigh mover, I think, S-L-E-I-G-H M-O-V-E-R. Now, notice that it automatically comes up with some names. Make sure you don't choose any of them, otherwise you could cause yourself some problems. Open bracket, close bracket, open curly bracket. So what that does, if there's actually something that information you need to put into this function, you can actually put it in the middle there, and then it will use it later on. But we don't need that, so we don't worry about it. We just type in the curly bracket. Now, we're going to use a different counting function, and we're going to go var animate equals 0. No, we'll start on 50 because we want it to move from where it is rather than anything else, and it's currently at 50%. And we want to go, we don't want to go too fast. Well, actually we'll go animate plus plus just to see what it does. And then we're going to go, it's very simple, we just get hold of it, which is, where are we? Sleigh move. Sleigh move, S-L-E-I-G-H-M-O-V-E equals, whoops, no, we want move dot style dot left equals, and now we need to use a variable and a quote thing for this because we need a certain number and then a percentage sign afterwards. So we're going to go animate and then plus and then open quote, %, close quote, and then a semicolon at the end of it. Okay, and then again we need to request an animation frame. Just copy from up here like that. Make sure you change the text again, and this time we're going to call it sleigh mover. As we can click on there if we're careful. Okay, and we haven't called it yet, so nothing's going to happen, so we need to call it. The easiest way is just copy that way we can't make errors, and paste it here. Click on save. Over here click on refresh, and if we're lucky it completely disappears. We can see something's happening down here, and I think what's happened is it's shot off to the right of the screen, never to come back. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so what we need to do is bring animate back to 0. So we go if animate is greater than, now we need to go it off the screen completely, we'll go 120%. Okay, then open curly brackets, animate. Now we want to start it off the screen, equals, let's say, -20. See what that looks like. Okay, curly brackets or not, don't know. Probably don't need them, so we'll just get rid of that because there's only one thing in there. Click on save, click on refresh, and there it is. And back it comes. And if we have a big one, oh, that's really fast. Maybe not quite so fast. So what we're going to do is going to slow it down a bit, and instead of using animate, we're going to go animate equals, animate plus, we're going to go animate equals animate plus 0.5. 0.5. Okay, and that will slow it down. Let's have a look. Hit refresh. And there it is, just go on a big screen, and that's quite a nice speed. Okay, so a bit of revision. We've animated the words to green and red over here by using a function. We have to call the function, we have to go back and request an animation frame to send it back there each time the screen refreshes, so it goes round and round and round. Same thing with the sleigh move. Just to make it a bit more interesting, up here I'm going to go back to my favorite background. Rather than having the background color sky blue, I'm going to put that underneath because it won't pay any attention to that if the background image is there, because the background image takes precedence over the background color. Take the comments, which are the star and /. They mean write comments, and they're good to have comments because then you know what everything is. And then if I come over here, hit refresh, absolutely nothing happens, probably because I didn't save it. Try again, hit refresh, and there we go. If I go up, and a sleigh going over snow. Not my favorite image, but it will do for the moment. So that's how you do that. Feel free to change the images around. Well, you'll have to find your own anyway. Thanks for listening, and good luck making your sleigh.